Doth my eyes deceive me, or do we have a Christmas tree and Christmas lights? I do believe that it is Real Screen Review's first holiday movie review. Hi, I'm returning guest critic Greg Hill once again. Glad to be joining Nick Iacobucci on another installment of Real Screen Reviews.
And it's wonderful to have Greg back in the Ebert seat. And yes, I don't think your eyes deceive you. I think it has passed Thanksgiving, so we busted out the old Christmas tree and the Christmas lights to try and get in the spirit. And Greg joined us here and took time out of his day to review the film Faster, that opened the day before Thanksgiving on Wednesday, November 24th, 2010. And it stars Dwayne The Rock, do not call me The Rock Johnson, Billy Bob Thornton, Tom Berenger, Carla Guardino, or something like that. I know her, it's real close to that. It comes to us from director George Tillman Jr., who brought us the very credible Men of Honor 10 years ago in the year 2000 with Cuba Gooding Jr.'s last good performance, I believe. And he also directed Soul Food, a very, very good, credible family comedy about African Americans. And now he teams with Billy Bob Thornton and Dwayne The Rock Johnson to bring us the movie Faster. And I will turn it over to my guest critic to tell us a little bit about the movie.
Well, the movie starts out, we see Dwayne, don't call me The Rock anymore, Johnson. He's pacing around in a jail cell, and basically, you can tell from that point on, he's waiting to get out of prison. And the movie gets started pretty much right from there. He goes and picks up his car that's been hidden at some kind of junkyard or someplace.
Yeah, dust-free.
And someone's been watching it for him.
Somebody's been keeping it dust-free, but anyway, go ahead.
Then he picks up his car and pretty much gets started on his mission right off the bat. You know, the guy asks him in prison, do you have any questions? And he says,
Where's the exit? Yes, absolutely. That was, he's like that opening sequence you were talking about, he's like a caged animal. He's just like a caged bulldog waiting to get out. And you learn as the story progresses that his brother or half-brother was killed. They were very, very tight, and he's going after, this is just a revenge tale. He is going after the people that killed his brother, and he is taking them down one by one, mercilessly, if I might add.
Oh.
What do you think? Good, bad, right off the bat? What are your thoughts?
I kind of liked the fast pace of it, you know, right off the bat, like you said, showing him like a caged animal there in the prison cell. And as he's walking out, they're showing all these people that are saying they're going to come and get him on the outside, and they're coming for him. And you can tell, and you can see scars on these guys. You can tell that they've had altercations, as many prisoners do.
Yes.
And, you know, he's just really a hated guy.
Well, what I liked about this movie, and I'm going to say that I liked this movie, but I was driving back with the person, my friend Tony, that I saw the film with, and he said, you know, this wasn't a stone-cold Steve Austin movie. And I said, no, this is a real movie. And he's like, yeah, and he started laughing. He goes, no, this is a real movie. This is a real movie. This has a real story to it. There are real characters in this movie. There's a real plot to this film. It's not like Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's not like The Condemned. It's not. It's actually what he reminded me of. He reminded me of Liam Neeson from the film Taken. Though I don't think this film is as good as the movie Taken, the relentlessness of this character that he plays is just tenacious and phenomenal. And I'll tell you, he's got a lot of likability. The Rock is very, very credible. It was nice to see him back in an action role. I mean, he's done a lot of comedy with the Tooth Fairy and The Game Plan, and it was nice. And not only did he come back to the genre of action, this is rated R, and this is really rated R. It was good. It was very good. Greg?
It's funny you should mention Don't Call Me The Rock anymore, because it's kind of funny that he wouldn't want to be known by the name that actually made him what he is today.
That's
and
true.
He had a saying in the WWE, you mentioned him coming back to action. Finally, The Rock has come back to action. That was one of his most famous catchphrases.
But I'll even say with the movie The Rundown and Walking Tall, I want to say those were just PG-13. I mean, he really goes into a really hateful character. I don't want to call him hateful because he is the hero. And I must say that the one time that his character is conflicted with what he should or shouldn't do, he doesn't let you down. No. The character does not let you down, and it rises him above the level of just being a thug or somebody that you would not care about when it came time for him to really make the right or wrong decision. Now, granted, he's been going on this spree of getting rid of people that are not good people, but when the time came when he had to make the right or wrong decision, he made the right decision, and I think that's solidified with the audience that they could actually relate with this character and sympathize with this character. So,
and one more thing on The Rock, I think everybody who watches the movie can tell that he was glad to make this return, not only to a PG-13 action movie, but to actually get back to what he's known for.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I could really see it come through in his performance because he had. When I watched it, I could tell he had such passion for the role.
Absolutely.
And it came through in his performance. And not just in the badassness of his character. I mean, he had some really...
No, the movie was well made. The movie was very well made.
He had some great moments, too, where he's talking with his mother.
Yes.
And he's getting emotional and he starts crying. I mean, this was a very well-rounded character, and like you said, he struggles a lot with making the right decisions.
And another strong point in the film is you have side characters, even in very, very small parts. There was Mike Epps, played like a drug dealer. I like Mike Epps. He gives a little bit of a comical performance, but he gave a real performance. You have Tom Berenger as the warden at the beginning of the film, also a very small character, but a very credible performance. Billy Bob Thornton, he can play every man. He can just play every man. Like, you'd think that this is your neighbor and not some Academy Award-winning writer or star, you know?
Yeah.
And so the movie also has that going in its favor, that there's good, well-rounded supporting characters as well as the well-rounded character, that The Rock also portrays.
Yes.
So, if you had to give it stars, how many stars are you going to give it?
I would give it 3 stars. I thought this was a very good movie. Again, the story was very good. I liked the angle of having the 3 separate characters who are all you have Dwayne Johnson's character,
right,
and then this hitman character who's kind of, shoots off from this whole revenge thing.
Yes.
Because somebody wants him dead. They never say who.
Yeah, that was kind of like a side story, but I did like his character as well.
But yes, it's all
and then you have the Billy Bob character.
And the Billy Bob character, and they're all connected, and it comes together right in the end so perfectly.
And I think, once again, there's very few times that we've disagreed, but this time we're actually right on the money. I'm going to say 3 stars as well, because they also we never give anything away on here, they also throw a twist at you at the end, and I thought it was a credible twist. I wasn't like floored, but it was a very surprising and nice twist in the film. They went out of their way, once again, I'm going to go back to what I said just a few minutes ago and say that it was a real movie. It was a real movie. It was a very credible film, and I'm going to be right with Greg on this one, and I'm going to say it's 3 stars. It's a triumphant return to action for The Rock for Dwayne Johnson, and I enjoyed it almost every step of the way. I'd say if you're looking for this kind of movie, it is what it is, and you're going to enjoy every fast motion. Oh, and I have to mention the getaway sequence where he's driving backwards, like he's in reverse.
Yes.
Very, very unique turn, very unique twist on the story on your basic action. He's the getaway driver, and they're going backwards, and I thought that was really kind of neat to see that. So, but actually, Greg, thank you once again for taking time out of your day and coming to us and being on RealScreenReviews.com. I almost forgot my own name. How about that? I'm so intelligent over here, but I'm glad we are going to have you back again to review. What's the next one? Skyline? Are you going to be back to review?
Skyline. Yes.
Okay.
Skyline.
Well, until then, I can say thank you, and remember, we're not always right.
Only when it comes to the movies.
And thank you
for your attention.
And Christmas time.